All right, it's September 19th, 5:45 p.m. We're going to call the Finance Committee meeting to order. Present are council members Lang, Barker, Hauser, Marmee, and Rath sitting in for Hottinger. First item, just to bring you up to date, the unappropriated balance of the general fund is $179,642. And the budget stabilization fund stands at $996,870. With that, the first item on our agenda is a request for appropriation in the amount of $40,000.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The fire department needs to transfer some funds to cover their fuel costs. So that's what we've got here.
This is actually a disappropriation, the first one.
Okay, yeah, we're asking to disappropriate it from personnel from salaries, so that we can reappropriate it into our fuel account.
Yep. Motion. Second. Motion by Lang, second by Barker. Questions and or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor to send this on to full council signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. That motion passes 5-0. Now I need a request for the appropriation in the amount of $40,000 into the fuel account. So moved. Second. Motion by Lang, second by Barker. Questions and or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor of sending this on to full council signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. That motion passes 5-0. Next item on the agenda is a request for appropriation amount of 40, or this is a disappropriation in the amount of $47,000.
Correct. This would be the same thing, but for the police division.
Motion. Second. Motion by Lang, second by Barker. Questions and or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor of sending this on to full council signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. That motion passes 5-0. Now entertain a motion for the appropriation into the fuel account in the amount of $47,000. So moved. Second. Motion by Lang, second by Barker. Questions and or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor of send this on full council signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. That motion passes 5-0. Next item on the agenda is a request for appropriation in the amount of $5,200.
Yes, sir. This will be for a firefighter who's resigning. This payout.
Motion by Lang, second by Barker. Questions and or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor of sending this on to full council signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. That motion passes 5-0. Next item on the agenda is a request for appropriation amount of $4,500.
Yes, sir. This too will be a payout for another firefighter who's resigning.
Motion. Second. Motion by Lang, second by Barker. Questions and or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor send this on to full council signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. That motion passes 5-0. Next item on the agenda is, thank you very much, Director.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is a request for appropriation in the amount of $5,388. Miscellaneous, law enforcement, services general.
This first one, miscellaneous supplies, we received a check maybe last year, 4 years from the mental health and recovery board. We participate in a program called addiction treatment program, which is for our lift truck work folks. And they give us an administration fee, which is the $2,513 to spend on these treatment truck.
Motion by Hauser. Second by Barker. Questions and or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor of sending this on to full council signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. That motion passes 5-0.
So the next one was one of our offenders damaged their scram device and he pays back $175.
Okay, we did all three of them together.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, good.
So,
All right, thank you.
yep, very good. Thank you. Next item is a resolution authorizing and directing the mayor of the city of Newark to prepare and submit to the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development a one-year use of funds / action plan along with an application for fiscal year 2023 federal community development block grant funds as required by 24 CFR part 9.220 for various programs related to the housing and community development.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Good evening, everyone on the committee. This is our annual legislation. We're going to before council in order to give permission to submit our one-year plan in the CDBG for the CDBG funds that keep our doors open, our lights on every year. So glad to answer any questions, but that's what this is about. I know Chairman Marmy has seen this many times. So
Yes.
motion. Second.
Motion by Lang, second by Barker. Questions and or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor send this on to full council signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. That motion passes 5-0. Thank you very much, Director. Next item on the agenda is a request for appropriation amount of $20,000.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is monies from rent that we've received from the Chase building. We just want to have it appropriate.
Second.
Motion by Lang, second by Barker. Questions and or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor send us on to full council signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion passes 5-0. Next item on the agenda is a request for appropriation amount of $400,000.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We're asking that we appropriate this into building maintenance and ground.
Yeah. Second.
Motion by Lang, second by Barker. Any questions?
Mr. Chairman. Yeah, Director Rhodes, if you could just generally speaking, what are we planning to do with the funds that we're moving over?
Well, just left the third floor and looking at carpet up there. There is some heating and cooling issues over the Chase building, do some separation there. We're doing a additional storage out at the crime lab, readying that building for additional storage, as well as getting ready to use that for a, hopefully when they do the Thornwood, maybe a field office, maybe things of that nature.
Sure. Just wanted to confirm then the total left in the ARP fund once we take this out.
No problem. And let me say, Mr. Weiss does a wonderful job of tracking this. So that would take the balance down to $2,250,000 or $258,060.72.
Thank you.
Further questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor send us on full council signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign.
Thank you.
Thank you. Motion passes 5-0. Next item on the agenda is a resolution authorizing and directing the Director of Public Service for the City of Newark, Ohio to enter into a lease agreement with Park National Bank for the lease purchase of one medic unit for the Division of Fire.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We're just asking for permission for us to enter into a lease agreement like we've normally done. On our spreadsheet, it's time to get additional medic. In today's world, we're probably 12 to 16 months off from receiving that medic, but we need to get the process started.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Lang, second by Barker. Questions and or comments? Mr. Lang.
Yeah, Director Red, so are we replacing one of the existing medics?
Yes, we will be replacing one of them. And speaking with the chief, at that point, he'll make a decision whether he uses the older medic as a backup medic, or if, as in past, if we send it over to the street department, they strip it down, they use it for a cone truck, a sign truck, whatever. We've got a fair amount of those in service, so we're pretty well.
And you said it's about 16, 18 months before that?
12 to 16.
12.
12 to 16. Things are just backed up.
Yes.
What's the frequency of replacement medics? Is it miles or years, or is there some sort of calculation on that?
Well, what we started doing, that's a great question. As you know, we charge free in restaurants. And as you know, we've got legislation from the restaurants that dictates the percentage of that income to be put in EMS. That gives us somewhere around 130,000 a year that we can bond with, which means I constantly have 2 medics on rotation. I try to take those for a 4-year period when I do that, because the medic, depending on what stations that we get 5 to 6 years. So between 4 and 6 years, we rotate the medic out.
That's fine. One additional question, and this is probably something that gets more into the chief's realm, but do you know if this would be like a COVID outfitted type unit, and maybe whether we could use the ARP funds to pay for that lease down the road? Or maybe that's something you just have to look at.
That's a great question. One of the things Councilman Marmy and I have chatted about for years is chase vehicles. What vehicle are they using to chase medics with? So next time I come in, we'll be asking for dollars for Suburban to keep the miles down on some of the larger transport units, larger trucks. But to answer the question, if in fact COVID's still an issue like that, it will be outfitted for COVID.
Thanks.
Any additional questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor of sending this on the full council signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion passes 5-0. Thank you very much, Director. And with that, this finance committee meeting stands adjourned.
So we're still resume. I'm all right with that.
I probably will just, there's a discussion. Not roll call, just discussion. Yeah, go ahead.
Jeff, I'll sit in for Sherry.
Good.
I will call the service committee meeting to order. Those present are myself, Brad Harris, Barker, Blind, and Jonathan Lang sitting in for Ms. Oninger. We have 2 items to discuss tonight. Both of these items will be brought forward on Rule 11 Council. We want to have an opportunity to talk about them here in Service Committee. First item is 22-37, an ordinance appropriating the real estate known as excuse me, parcel number 020-041304-00.000, located at Cherry Valley Road, Newark, Licking County, Ohio, authorizing the Director of Law to proceed with a complaint for appropriation in the Licking County Court Common Pleas and declare an emergency. Mr. Walker.
Yes, thank you. This is another one of those properties on the Thornwood Crossing Bridge Replacement Project that we don't quite have signed yet, and it's signed and closed on the property. We're close on that. We think we've got terms for the agreement, but we just haven't gotten all the paperwork done yet. So we have to be ready with an appropriation to move forward to be able to secure the right of way and keep the ODOT project on schedule.
Any questions from the committee? Any questions from the audience? All right, thank you very much. Up next is, ordinance number 22-38. An ordinance appropriating the real estate known as parcel number 054-246-708-00.000, located at West Church Street, Newark, County, Ohio, authorizing the Director of Law to proceed with a complaint for appropriation in the Licking County Court of Common Pleas and declare an emergency.
This is a similar situation, except on the West Church Street Bridge Replacement Project there, over West Church Street over Raccoon Creek next to the YMCA. There's one parcel there that, again, we think we've agreed to terms on the acquisition, but all the paperwork is not signed yet. So again, we have to be ready with the appropriation in case something goes south and to keep the ODOT project on schedule there.
Any questions from anybody in the committee? Questions from the audience? Thank you for the lengthy and in-depth discussion. That concludes the Service Committee. We'll stand adjourned. Up next will be Capital Improvements Committee.
Yeah.
Yeah, with you and John, both. Like I said, that is so. I'm gonna raise somebody's things up.
You don't need mine.
You're on.
Oh, capital.
Right me off.
Never mind.
All right.
All right, Lanny now. All right, we'll call the Capital Improvements Committee meeting to order. Those present are myself, Rath as vice chair, chairing the committee. Marmy Harris, and sitting in for Honinger and Labutus will be Mr. Lang and Mr. Hauser. Let's see, up first. Resolution 22-91, section 1, there's hereby appropriation of the unappropriated balance of the 3035 capital improvements fund in the amount of $100,000. Building improvements, main building grounds. Chase building.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As you know, we own the first and second floor of the Chase building along with the basement. Currently, all the utilities are on one master bill for all 7 floors. We're getting quotes to separate the water, the gas, and electric just into the area that we own. That way we pay our own bill and not an average bill. And I'm just asking to move $100,000 out of capital improvements budget, so I can begin to have some seed money to this project.
So. Second.
Motion by Harris, second by Lang. I'm sorry, did you explain to me why we're paying to separate those out?
Yeah,
Because I
yes,
just don't understand.
fair question. The city only owns the basement, first, second floor.
Sure.
The utilities are all on one bill, so the third floor, fourth floor, fifth floor, sixth floor, they're all on the same bill. And currently what we're doing is just cost average that bill and the city paying its share. You know, I don't know if that average is heavy, or I don't know if that average like the city to have their own utility bill
Okay.
for the area that we own,
So why does it cost us $100,000 to do that?
to break it
That's my-
out.
That's my,
That's your point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't gotten the bids back. It's a dartboard estimate. Anything over $70,000, I have to come back to you guys anyways to ask to waive competitive bidding, or we have to put it out. But it's a dartboard estimate. If you go over there, it's going to be a significant amount of money to do that. It'll be more than $100,000.
fair enough. You got a question from the committee? Questions from the audience? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. That will move on to council with a vote of 5-0. That concludes the set capital improvements committee. Also includes our committee meetings for this evening. Council set.